We have Kasi, we have Piti, and we have Ernest from Mentis. Guys, welcome. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You seem roaring and ready to go, is it?
Well, Kasi is sitting there. I think he's going to pass 2 minutes.
I'm just waiting for the brandy. What's going on here?
Ernest, so we kick it off with you. You're the essentially the recipient of this application. You were involved. You're the customer. Maybe introduce yourself, your role, and Mentis as a business, where the journey started.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ernest Mkwari. I'm the Automation and Maintenance Manager for Mentis Africa. I joined Mentis in end of 2022, and the main issue was we want to automate the plant. And after some brief discussions, I realized no, it's not only automation but factory digitalization.
You asked us for UNS.
Yes, yeah. So I did come through, yes, to Element 8, and then I asked a couple of questions.
But that was the vision. The vision was a unified namespace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mentis, we are into manufacturing of various products. That includes land drilling solutions, expanded metal, and also some metal gratings, and also plastic gratings as well. Okay. There's various other products as well that we do.
Okay.
So initially, when we got there, or when we started the project, we virtually had no real automation at all.
Okay.
So what
standalone, isolated machines.
Yeah, isolated machines which were actually hardwired. Okay, and then the idea came then. Okay, how do I collect information from hardwired systems? So then that's when we said, okay, this is where the journey starts. We need to put up some bit of intelligence on the edge. And then from there, from the intelligence, what is the IoT platform that we need to put in that can speak to various other things as well that we have within the ecosystem. Okay. And this is where I think our engagements with the various stakeholders within and without the organization, including CSI and Element 8, say this is what we think we need to embark on.
Okay.
And what are some of those products that we have that can make this journey a reality?
Okay, fantastic.
Okay. So a couple of specifications were put through, and I think, okay, I'll be not talking through, right, but some minimal technical requirements. What exactly do we want? And we don't want data silos. It's a problem. We also want to be edge-driven, open architecture, lightweight, and then everything should be report by exception.
Okay, so those are obviously all MQTT requirements, or at least functions of MQTT that enables that.
Yeah, in a way, yes, yeah. So it's either, okay, OPC UA or MQTT, but the question was probably OPC UA was not lightweight. But not necessarily that it don't work, but that was the thinking at that specific point, yes. Yeah. So, but now, what were the real business problems that we wanted to solve? So the issue is we want to automate the machinery, but we also want to automate the business processes as well. Okay. And then the two islands that are always not talking to each other that well, as they should, is OT and IT.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah. And then we started having some discussions. I've got my colleagues here as well.
Are the IT people here?
From the IT,
Should we remove them?
Yeah, no. Not really. The discussions is we don't engage each other. That I'm saying normally from where I was coming from, OT and IT don't engage that well in terms of
unless it was required
informing each other. This is what is happening. This is what we need to do, and everybody becomes aware of what exactly is happening on the other side, and what support is required on the other side as well.
Okay, so some automation, some requirements specifically around security, lightweight, report by exception, and collaboration and a little bit better integration between IT and OT systems.
Yes, yeah. But in our case, I think it wasn't a major hurdle because the issue is, I think, when we drafted our digital transformation strategy. It was shared. I think it was shared with everybody, and everybody went through it and they understood. Okay, this is the journey that we need to
Fantastic.
go
You
through.
documented the strategy and
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
beautiful.
So then this is when we ended up having Ignition. For us, it became a reality that it was easy to connect it to. We wanted also to connect to the ERP in our case, and also probably historize the information, and then make sure that that information is structured in a certain way, and then probably a single source of truth for everything that is happening within the organization.
Fantastic. So let's maybe look at the architecture. Should we look at the architecture,
Okay.
or should we cover these aspects first?
No. Okay, that is in story.
Oh, okay.
Perfect world.
Oh, okay.
So that is the inquiry that came through to CSI.
Okay. All right.
And we
that
have
was
to
the
make it-
requirement, basically,
Okay.
what we've been through.
So he's only focusing on the end product and what he wants to see at the end.
Okay.
So if you go back to the second slide,
Yeah. This one?
that one.
Ah.
Okay. So the original design, that was hardwired controls to each line. So there was no feedback, nothing. It's an operating interface. So we had to convert that into a system so you can pull information from the line
Wow.
with operating interface. So downtime, reasons for downtime, operator tea breaks needs to be collected from each line and pulled into his ideal system. at the end
With
of the day.
downtime,
Okay.
reason.
So that was the first challenge, to standardize all these 12 lines that were supposed to be standard, but none of them will be standard because everything is hardwired. So the engineering behind it was the first challenge to make sure everything is standardized, because these PLCs will need to be standard on documentation and the tagging from PLC into Ignition to standardize that as well for each line.
Okay.
So that was the first challenge that Ernst is not talking about.
It wasn't a software or an application challenge.
And I'm gonna bring this up because we invoiced like 85% of the order value, and there was nothing in the plant. And his management was not very happy with him, and I said, "Well, just trust me on this one. We need to do it the right way." So after a month, we could start seeing panels and information pulling through as a standalone system.
Okay.
Okay, so can I talk a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So when the first panel was installed, then we went through a couple of iterations in terms of, let's say, refactor there. Let's say, sort this out and end. And when those other things were out of the way, the rest of the journey was quite quick.
Okay, so there was a fairly unforeseen thing, at least according to your plan. That was not known at that time. So, first hurdle to get over.
The pity factor. So, but this project was in two phases. So, phase one was the implementation of the automation of all the lines, and the second one was the implementation of Ignition, Sepasoft, Canary. So, we planned it in such a way so the integration into the current plant network that currently wasn't there. So that's where my friends from IT had to get involved. And there's an IT and an OT issue. So at the end, the integration between the IT guys and us, it worked out quite well when they saw the implications of incorporating our Stratus redundant servers into their system. What will happen? My question to them, what will happen? And that's where everybody got on board, what the implications might be.
Okay. Cool. This is the solution. We spoke about the edge devices, ERP, Sepasoft MES modules, together with the Ignition and the existing Canary, and the UNS, or at least the vision of a UNS that is enabled mostly in part by the MQTT functionality. Cool. Some of the results before we look at the actual physical sites. Do you want to talk through the results that you're seeing, at least, and feeling, Ernest?
Yeah, currently, okay. So initially, we did not know what is it that we are manufacturing on the floor, because mostly everything is actually paper-based and Excel. So what we wanted is make sure that we consume work orders from the ERP into the MES, and then we run them on the machines.
This is Sage. So
Yes, Sage X3, yes, yeah. So that is happening now. We actually consume the work orders, schedule them, and then run them actually on the production line. And once we are done with the production, we can kick the feedback into the RP as well in terms of how the production went. That also speaks into raw materials consumed. And then we can use that to say, okay, based on the RP says, okay, how much is supposed to be consumed? Then we say, okay, this is what was actually consumed.
Fantastic. You can track targets, actuals.
Yes, targets and bases actuals, yes.
And of course, OEE with that. You've got beautiful OEE screens, by the way. We'll see it in
it's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So so at least we now know, okay, what exactly is happening on the plant floor, what is the loading per each specific production line. Do we have capacity in terms of production? Can we meet the customers' deadlines based on the loading that is on the machines? Yeah. Okay.
So order, actual target, still any downtime for whatever reason, and you've got OE over that entire view of that order.
Yes, we
Fantastic.
have, yes.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Okay. And then as we send the works order as well, we actually consume the specifications of the product through to the operator so that they know exactly what is expected. And they actually set the machines based on that as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is the architecture?
Yeah, this is more of the architecture that was put up, and then we give it to CSI. This is what we see as the vision, but currently there might be some minor modifications to it so that at least we don't have the full budget as yet, but as we go through the process, we get some of the value already, mindful of the future. So those items that are in blue, they're not yet implemented, but that is the future. Our unified namespace is actually created within Ignition itself.
Yeah.
And that is where we also do the data ops as well within Ignition.
Okay, so it's been an agile kind of development approach, but at the same time, you've got the platform and the infrastructure in place.
That's true, yes, yeah. Just to highlight this, we are doing this for one specific production area, but the infrastructure is being laid out for the entire site.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay, can I talk about that one?
Please.
Okay.
Well, your name's on it, so
Okay, all the good things. He's talking about all the good things. Okay, so that is the network architecture. So all the panels at the bottom are the actual lines. So firstly, we had to identify what the IP ranges will be. At the end, it will need to tie into the Mentis network. So that was this architectural drawing. Looks like a few lines, but it took a few months to compile because we had to interface with IT as well. So from each line, we interface into 4 network panels that's installed inside the factory itself, incorporated that into the new fiber network, and at the end of the top is in the server room. So also originally, we allowed for a normal, call it not macro server, but just a normal server. And looking at what Ernst wanted at the end, it was like, no, that is not going to work. Let's get something decent, interface with Ignition. And that's why I went to my friend, Mr. Albertus, and I said, come, we need to make a plan here.
okay.
So as Ernst mentioned about the budget, there was no budget. So we started with one ZTC for phase 1, and then we incorporated the second one for redundancy in phase 2.
Okay.
And also with the interface of the server into the IT department is also something new for them. So on Ignition, we actually incorporated the ZTC, what do you call it, Albertus, into the Ignition. So you can have full access on your Stratus or your server itself, what the status is and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that's was all integrated based on support from you guys and from Stratus.
Fantastic. Good. All right, these are some of the Ignition screens.
Okay, that's Cassie.
Yeah. So this would probably be the best way to put it. Each line specifically has this main page or operator page. So from here, we give them access to be able to pull the works order itself with all its information, the material types, everything that's allocated to that specific works order. We give the operator access to be able to pull it down to the line level itself, and then from there to make sure that all the information is correct, that they're using the right material, that the setup of the machine is correct, the stroke allocation of how long the sheet needs to be, and everything else is in place for them to be able to do it. And then from there, if they're happy with it, they can also change orders based on having multiple orders lined up and then just filtering through each order, seeing what they need to do and what's priority based on that. As soon as they accept the order, the machine will start seeing it as in production, and then they'll have to make a decision. If they're not running production immediately, they'll need to make decisions based on that for downtime reasons and what's going on physically on the machine.
And I'm guessing there's a fair amount of reporting that rolls up behind these reasons as well.
Yeah. So majority of the downtime reasons are grouped just to be able to use it within reporting to see an overall view on what was the most time spent on for downtime reasons.
Okay.
And then behind that, we also have the automated downtime reasons where e-stops, overloads, everything else that is pulled through automatically, that's being pushed into the system.
Okay. Very nice.
Just one step back. So we started with the implementation on having our system as a standalone system. Okay, so kind of, well, before we implement this, it was all manual. So getting the order from the sales department and
Piece of paper.
a piece of paper,
yeah.
and walk it through piece
Yeah.
of paper. Okay.
Yeah. Handover between.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then every hour, piece of paper to look at the production report on how many products have been produced. Okay. So we had to start on where the order actually goes into the system. So define that. So we started off with the production manager, what is Israel? Okay. To load it into the system. So we, in the background, we actually got the format on how the orders are actually pulled into the system. So it's all Excel sheets. So within customer myself, we had to load it into our SQL database.
Okay.
And we pulled that into Ignition. And we taught the guys how to use the system as a standalone, not interfacing to Sage as yet. So it was like a learning curve for everybody to get used to it, leave the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it wasn't essentially just an application change; it was a complete process change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And even to get the buy-in from the operators. They've been working there for, say, 50 years or something like that.
Of course.
Because Mentis is 75 years old. So to change that mindset from paper to now.
To something that'll improve their days quite significantly, though. So there is some incentive.
So the development of these screens was like an ongoing thing to make it as easy as possible for the operators to understand. So that looks very simple, but there's a reason why it was built like that, because somebody needs to maintain this. Okay.
Yeah, well, the whole idea is majority of the pages was actually templatized. So everything running on the entire system, if it's multiple machines, if it's multiple different users or different roles that need different pages, everything was templatized. So if there are extra machines that comes in, or even like it's shown now, the common operator pages, each line has majority of the specific parts in the machine itself, but everything is templatized. So if an operator needs to move from one machine to another, they'll be able to understand what's going on without struggling.
And that includes the PLCs, the structure of the PLCs, all the blocks.
Function blocks. Yeah. Cool. So these
Yeah.
are the downtime pop-up page we saw the video of earlier, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just specific reasons based on specific groups, and based on that specific reasons that the operator can use. Obviously, tea times and lunchtime breaks and everything else is automated. These are just the inputs that are specific based on what the operator needs to input.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So this slide here, when we see it, everybody's on the floor. Yeah, because we can see there is a big problem. Okay. But in essence,
It's a
what
nice
it does,
visual way of understanding where the problems are.
yes, in essence, it just shows us what is currently happening on the plant floor on that specific production line.
Very nice.
But when it's red like this, then there is war. Yeah, everybody on the floor.
No,
Well, I'm laughing about the screen. I mean, when the CEO, I think we had You want to know what the system does. I mean, we spend so much money, but we can't see anything. So we're sitting in this big boardroom, and I said to Kasi, go online with the system. Go to the overview page. That's the overview page. So anything that's not green is not in production.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, so you guys want to tell me that's only those 2 lines that's in production? And everybody in Mentis looked at me and like, what did you just do? So that was not a very good first meeting, but at least you could see this live information that the previously never
At
had.
least you have the visibility that you never had before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a nice visual layout of on or off, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, nice to hear. And I think it speaks to the entire organization. Is it maintenance? Is it production issues? Or we don't have sales? Or we don't have orders? So everybody needs to run. If there's no sales needs to go and get orders.
Yeah.
If the orders are there, but now the manufacturing team is not doing their part, they need to pull up their socks.
Absolutely. Very nice overview. Some of the MES screens. There we go. There's the OEE display.
Yeah, so the enterprise or the homepage for the enterprise itself, it's majorly based on the fact that this is only focused on one specific site. But as we progress and as it continues, if there's expansions, it always allows for more areas or more plants itself. Yeah.
Amazing. So does have that scalability built into the...
So majority of the entire system is built for that scalability, for the adaptability to be able to import any other plants into the system without needing to redevelop anything behind it.
Very nice. Eventually we'll see many more over there. Great.
Oh, yeah. The order tracking page. Ernest, do you want to...
Okay, yeah. So this one, it was actually a request from the production manager. They just want one page where they see all the production lines. They can see what exactly is happening there, hour by hour, and probably also the total for each production line. And then this is more like just an overview in terms of the actual production.
So that was the replacement of the walking around every hour,
Yep.
writing it down.
Yep. And do you have these as specific displays on screens, or do you have them on overhead displays possibly, or?
Yeah, that is the future plan. But for now, all the managers or the supervisors, they've got access to that screen.
Very nice. Line summary?
Yeah, so line summary page, it's more an indication for a supervisor or manager, or whoever it may needs to be, just to get a clearer view on what's currently happening on the machine. The running states, the outfeed count, how it's producing, like the top right part, showing for that specific machine, what could the production rate be, or what's the average production rate compared to what we're actually doing right now. The same as the bottom part, indicating, okay, green will be running, red's unplanned downtime, and then just giving them an indication. As soon as you hover on that physical graph or the bottom part itself, you'll be able to see, okay, this duration, these types of downtimes occurred. So just giving them more information based on what's actually happening on the machine.
Yep. Very nice.
Okay,
You can go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so same with the run control page. Just giving them an indication of, at the top left, who's the active operator, who's currently active on the line.
Status.
Top downtime reasons, just giving them an indication of what they are currently struggling with throughout the shift with. Still just an indication of outfeed. Are they continuing with production? And then the bottom part, the downtime table, where we've seen that there are certain scenarios where operators selected the wrong downtime reason, or something occurred and they had to change it, where this gives a supervisor or manager access to be able to change it later on if there was some incorrect input or whatever it has to be.
So it's manager level.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes. So this thing also, I think, also speaks into the strategy. So currently you can see it's one downtime reset, something that can easily be managed. But now once you've got the information in real time, you go down, guys, we need to reorganize ourselves. Instead of stopping the machine so that you can move the product, somebody needs to be responsible for that. Move product, let the machine continue to run production. So it's actually getting results. That's
very nice. Some reports.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the necessities was daily reports. We've got 3. Okay, we don't only have the 2 here. But yeah, they needed a production report, downtime report, and area report. So each morning at 7, these reports are sent out just to give them an indication from the previous day. Okay, what occurred? What was the weighted average of material that was produced throughout the day from that line, downtime reasons itself, the group by reasons. So just an overall view for them each morning to be able to go into a meeting and be able to discuss what happened on the floor.
Automated, 7 o'clock in the morning, you get to the
Everything's set
production
up.
meeting, you've got the report.
Yeah.
Lovely. Very nice.
Okay, yeah. The Axiom part of it, we've started with the dashboards, so
Yeah.
we are currently busy with it. The majority, or the only idea we had was that we wanted to get the ground floor of the information, how the data itself or how the tags and everything was structured correctly before pushing it back to Canary. So we've already set up the connection between Canary itself and Power BI to be able to push that information out. It's just now being able to send back the right information. So I think for the last 3 or 4 months that we've installed Historian, we've just tried to create a pool of data that we can start using and that we can pull out and be able to use. But yeah, for
And
now,
that's via
it's-
the ODBC connector, eh?
yeah, via the OBC connector.
So we thought by now probably those MCP servers and agents will be ready. Then we can start talking.
Yes, it will be. It will be. Kevin said, Q1. That was...
Then you can tell us, okay, what exactly is happening in terms of things that we can't see by the eye.
Fantastic. Lovely, Ernest. You had the vision for the unified namespace, and I think these guys did an incredibly amazing job to create that infrastructure using all the required elements, and especially MQTT and the role that MQTT plays in that, which to most people have never heard of MQTT. It's certainly not something as widely known as OPC UA. Most people don't even know what MQTT stands for. So you guys, that was your first MQTT experience and project and adoption. I think you did amazingly well. And visually, it's amazing. The data that you're pulling through is now cleansed, it's contextualized. You have visibility over OEE and process of an order. You're pretty close to your vision.
Yeah, it's very close, yes. I think during the break with my executives, they were telling me they've had some stories here. Now we now need to make sure that we accelerate the implementation and make sure those. That's why I'm talking about the AI agents, because now it's okay. We need to put it through. We need to put it through on the CEO's desk so that they can just query. Okay, tell me what is happening on my production line.
Lovely. Any closing thoughts, BT?
Well, this one, it's on the Sepasoft side. I mean, we had not a bit of a challenge, but it was with all the requirements and what we actually wanted to do with Sepasoft.
Yeah.
I mean, the support we got from Jesse from
Amazing.
America was really.
Yeah.
I mean, we sat in the beginning every week, after hours, of course, with all our. And it wasn't a training session; it was a live scenario on. We got to a point, and we tried to do that, and it was unique. It wasn't like a normal thing. It's something unique that we want to do in our system. And we tried to get it, and we tried to implement it, and sometimes breaking things, but after hours in, sitting at his home, trying things, and tomorrow morning something is not working. But we did it as a team, to talk to each other and make sure the one hand knows what the other hand is doing. So
Amazing. Yeah, the support, we are also grateful for the support that we get from especially from the US for Ignition, Sepasoft, Canary. The support is phenomenal. Always makes a project a lot easier if you have that support on the same day. Yeah. Fantastic. Any questions for these gentlemen? Very cool project. No questions? Best project in the world. I agree. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
thank God.